I'm coming to America to watch college football at the end of this year. What are the things I need to do for my first in-person college game day experience? Okay, so towards the end of the year is the key here. So I think in general, because I know a lot of you reach out about this, if you are one of our international fans and you're coming to America and you're coming to experience college football in person for the first time, I've got 3 rules that I've always given people. So in this particular instance, our listener from Melbourne, just tie this into wherever your travel happens to align on the college football calendar. The first thing, and I advise you to circle one of each of these, you need to see one big game, and that could be, if you're early in the year, Penn State at Auburn. Later in the year, it could be Ohio State, Penn State. It could be anything in between. But make sure you take in at least one big college football environment. Texas A&M and Alabama, take in one of those big environments. The second thing is see at least one big tradition, whether it is, the eagle flying before the game at Auburn or it's the Grove at Ole Miss. Make sure you take in at least one big tradition. Now that does not automatically require a big game. It would help, if you went down to Doak Campbell Stadium to see Chief Osceola at midfield throw the flaming spear. If you went to Penn State for the whiteout, it would help if a big name opponent was in town, but the traditions are the traditions. Third thing that you need to try, and a perfect trip checks all these boxes. The third thing, especially if you're coming late in the year, try and get to a rivalry game. So if you could go to Ohio State, Michigan, you kind of take care of all these in one fell swoop. If you could go to the Iron Bowl, if you're earlier in the year, if you could go to OU, Texas, if you could experience that, then you have conducted as close to a perfect sampling for an international fan about what American college football is all about as you could get. And at that point, the teams have to deliver. You could come here and see Ohio State blow out Michigan State by like 5 or 7 or 8 touchdowns, whatever that final score ended up being last year. That's out of your control. What's in your control is see a big game, try and see the traditions, try and see at least one rivalry game. And if you can do that, then I think you've checked the boxes for what makes a good international college football road trip. Now, the other thing you can do, whether you're into it or not, is just the overall ambiance, the architecture. If you're into stadium design, you could just pick a portion of the country and you could just tour all the major universities and campuses in that portion of the country, and you could see stadiums on a Wednesday. A lot of these places offer tours, so you could see a lot of this stuff and not have it need to be on a Saturday. But I say, if you can do it, dedicate multiple weekends. If you can do it. I know that there are such things as budgets out there right now. But if you can do it, try and look at the college football calendar and pick a 2-week stretch where you can get as many of those in as you possibly can. And hit us up while you're here too, obviously.